Yeah, good morning all, and we welcome you all. And we are going to start the session in a couple of minutes. So request you all stay back and ask any of your people to join so that we'll start the session exactly by 11 a.m. Thank you. Good morning, all, and we welcome you all for this session as part of the Cyber Jagrata Divas, which we are organizing on first Wednesday of every month. So this month, our theme is like using smartphone securely. So digital display and using smartphone securely. So that's the session title. So just let me give a brief intro about these things so that we'll go to the actual session in a couple of minutes. Okay, so Ministry of Electronics and IT, Information Technology, Government of India, they have directed us to observe the Cyber Jagrata Divas on first Wednesday of every month. So we were organizing these sessions as first Wednesday of every month on regular intervals. So in a virtual mode, because like we have to cover lot many people across the various ministries, departments, as well as organizations. So that's the reason like we're organizing in a VILT mode, virtual mode. And the objective of this session is to create awareness, on various crimes or incidents which are happening on various emerging technologies and all. So to create this awareness, like we have opted these awareness workshops, seminars, and webinars. So all these sessions we wanted to make it as much as interactive. If you have any questions, you can keep it in the chat area so that or while ongoing this session, like we can interact with you, or like by end of the session you can keep all your questions so that we'll try to respond all the queries in a consolidated manner. And in regular intervals, like we're also organizing quiz competitions, pledges, and all. So those things, like as you all know, like it is available in our portal, and more, like we are trying to keep it so that people can access those kind of things. And best practices and case studies, like as part of our sessions, like we'll try to cover what are the various best practices we can follow if some kind of incident happens, or like what were the cyber hygiene practices someone should follow as part of their daily and professional life. And we're also highlighting the cyber hygiene practices as part of every session which we are doing, which we request everyone to follow as part of your personal as well as the professional life, so that not only you, along with you, like your family, your organization, everyone as a whole, like at national level, like we can safeguard our own information, resources, or whatever it is. Okay, so such kind of things. So these sessions, as I told you, MIT and its organizations, as well as other ministries and departments and various institutions also. So like as part of these sessions, like we were covering various aspects of it, like phishing, misuse of passwords, financial frauds, and all. So we were covering in various forms, and we are also taking the emerging aspects, and we are trying to convey like how these kind of crimes are happening, or these kind of issues are happening, and how do you secure yourself from such kind of aspects. Okay, so as part of those things, like we were covering all these topics, and like we are continuously going to organize, and we are going to cover as many as issues which are happening in this particular season, or duration kind of thing. So these sessions are organized under Information Security and Dedication Awareness Project. So this project is by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India again. So under this project, like we have four important aspects, and fifth one is supporting these 1 to 4 activities. So generating highly skilled cybersecurity professionals, like CISOs and deputy CISOs, associate CISOs, and all, right? So those people, like we are organizing various training programs to build their capacities so that they can enhance their knowledge and safeguard their ministry, department, and institutions cyber security as a whole. And they also will implement all the relevant policies, whatnot. So all such kind of things as part of their professional life within the organization, right? And grooming the students towards the product and solutions to develop development in cyber security, right? So we are offering these information security courses at various levels, at BTech level, MTech level, PhD level, and different courses also we are offering. And more than 50 plus institutions at national level are involved in implementing this project, including IITs, NITs, and state technical universities, and R&D organizations like CDAC, NILET, and NIC. Okay, all such kind of organizations who are involved in implementing these projects at national level, and strengthening the research and education innovation. Those like we were covering, doing a lot of FDPs, hackathons, boot camps, and at national level also we were doing a lot of hackathons kind of thing, so that people will aware and enhance their knowledge. At the same time, like they also will come to know like what was the various issues which are happening at national level, so that we can address such kind of issues through that. And importantly, like we are also into the cyber aware digital nagrik, which is a mass awareness program. We will talk more on these in coming slides. To facilitate these 1, 2, 3, 4 activities, like we have common infrastructure, which is called ISEA Virtual Academy. Okay, IVP, that is called an IVP. Like where we are having endogenous forms, assessments, and a lot of on online labs, whatnot. All such kind of things are also available and which are offered, and more than these 50 plus institutions are accessing to implement as part of their project activities kind of thing, right? So these are the four key important aspects which we are covering under the ISEA project phase 3 in this particular phase. And as I told you, like cyber aware digital nagrik, which is a mass awareness program, and we were trying to create awareness in various forms, like awareness forms, awareness workshops, webinars kind of thing. And we're also organizing these awareness weeks in association with the state police departments, etc., and air and DD community radio programs. Like we were using all these print electronic media to create awareness among the various group of users. And like we're also working closely with the CIT, NCRT, and we're also having that Digishala channel, and we also have our YouTube channel, where we are creating a number of awareness videos and in various Indian languages. And we are hosting as part of that YouTube channel, so that people can access and can aware through that videos and safeguard by yourself in an online world. And we also have that mobile application, which is called ISA app. You can go to Play Store and you can download, so that you can access all the resources which are available. And there are some interactive games where people can play those games and learning some of the concepts or some of the cybersecurity aspects of it. Okay, and to address these that awareness activities, we have a multilingual website, which is called Stay Safe Online website, and we have hosted a good number of handbooks and posters, and these are all various awareness materials in different forms. Okay, as I told you, posters, cartoon stories, videos, and all are there. And we also have come up with this progression pathway. So most of the times, people will organize these awareness sessions and they'll go back. So we don't want to do it like that. Like we wanted the user to continue his cyber education, right? That awareness education, whatever it is. So that like we have come up with the different progression pathways, which start from a kid, cadet, and a government employee, NGO, whoever it is. I'm going to show some of the courses like which we are offering. So all interested people can enroll and learn the things continuously. And we're also doing these competitions, quizzes on various platforms, so that people can continuously learn, and they also can participate and exhibit their skills or innovations or whatever it is. Okay, this is the portal which I'm talking about, which is a multilingual awareness portal. So where you have all these awareness resource material which we're talking about. So awareness resource material in various forms, either it could be cartoon stories, cybersecurity tip of the day, videos, and all such kind of things, handbooks, videos, short videos, and reels kind of thing. So whenever you get some time, like you can go through and check how it will be useful and how you can make use of as part of your personal and professional life. And cyber fitness assessments, like we have brought different assessments, so people can check their knowledge and how far they are there kind of thing, and accordingly they can enroll into the courses. They can continue their education, and again they can come back and check their skill set kind of thing, up to how far they are there, how far they have learned kind of thing, right? So these are the things which are available in the portal, and these are the courses which I'm talking about. It could be a kid, which are 10 to 12 years kind of thing, like they also can enroll and they can learn things. And you have a different range of courses for different range of people. And cyber yuva for college going students, cyber Shikshak for teachers, employee for all the employees like who have joined the session, and different courses for different people like which we have kept in as part of the session. And to create awareness at grassroots level, like we have a concept called ISEA ambassador. So people can enroll and complete the courses and share the details so that we will issue a letter. Through that letter, they can, they can go and organize these awareness workshop at community level, school, college, or wherever, based on their convenience, based on their availability. They can go and organize these awareness workshop, and they also will be given credit in the portal, right? Today's session, like we are going to have it the digital display using smartphone securely. To handle this session, we have with us uh, Venkat R. Kodumella sir is with me, and he is a senior IT professional into software testing of applications spread across the various technologies pertaining to the legacy, ETL, and emerging technologies, etc. And currently is serving as a project manager in CDEC Hyderabad and looking after the mobile application security testing engagements. And he's also certified is certified ISO 21001 and 2013, and he's a lead auditor and project management professional, and he's a certified Scrum master. So with this vast experience, we are fortunate to have you for this session, sir. So we request sir to continue this session after brief about these details. So this, wantedly or unwantedly, these smartphones have become part of our daily life. So hence we thought like it should be discussed with you so that you can safeguard your own device at the same time, your own hard-earned money and all kind of things. And different aspects sir is going to cover as part of the session. So these are the details, brief about today's session, and about the resource person. And sir is going to start the session in a couple of minutes. Just give me a second. So over to you, sir, and sir can start the session. Thank you, sir, joining with us.
Yeah, good morning all, and very thanks to Jagdish sir for giving me this opportunity and introducing me to all the audience. So as part of today's session, it would be on the digital discipline and how to use smartphones securely. So So as part of this session, this is the outline of the topics that we'll be touching upon. So it will be firstly the introduction, the smartphone usage and the stats with respect to the Indian context, and a few incidents or advisories which are identified or provided by the agencies, Indian agencies. And subsequently, we'll touch upon the effective use of smartphones and mobile applications. In that, we'll touch upon the threats which we observe and how to mitigate those threats. So how to be cautious while performing any online payment transactions. We'll also see how the health and physical safety also be preserved while using the smartphone. We'll also touch upon the APK files, which is of Android package kit. So these files will be are used on the Android smartphones. So how the permissions and the privacy settings are configured on the devices. So also see with the mitigation methods to certain mobile app issues. So later we'll see the digital well-being, how we can use the smartphones in our daily life and perform the day-to-day activities. So we also see the privacy and security aspects, and subsequently we'll see the digital footprint management, how the footprint that we'll make while using the public applications and what data is being collected by the applications. So those aspects we'll be covering. And lastly, we'll see how the parental guidance should be in place while the children are teen aged people are using the smartphones. So we'll start from the first introduction. So as we experiencing like the mobile device has become a paramount gadget. So without which our daily life is very hard to expect. So it has become a personal need. From personal, it has escalated or elevated from our personal need to the everyday necessity. So without a mobile phone, we can't imagine how the daily life would be in everybody, like in everybody's lives. So it has revolutionized the way we communicate. Like so, the communication has become very easy for everyone, and how to search for any information over the internet, and also how to do the payments, and how to have the gaming applications, or how to play the games. So these all aspects have become very easy with the emergence of the mobile smartphones. So, and there is one more stat, like the average person checks their smartphone about 58 times a day. So every day we tend to check the smartphone, and for the messages that we receive, or any notifications as such, and it could be around 58 times a day on an average. So see how much the smartphone has become an important item in our daily lives. So, and one more stat is that an individual spends around 3.2 hours every day on social media. So, on social media, it could be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, so or Instagram. So, these all social media, and every individual on an average spends around 3 to 2 hours. Uh, so, using for to check the activities in this social media. So, and coming to the details of the stats, so India has around 750 million smartphones. So it is the second largest market globally. So it stands second largest market globally. And coming to the youth, around 97% of youth whose age is between 15 to 29 years in India use mobile phones. So around 85.5 percentage of Indian households have at least one smartphone. So around 86.3 percentage households have internet access at home. So this could be through mobile phones, or through desktop computers or laptops. So internet users across its 100 crores. So that is nearly 1 billion in 2025. See, so how the internet access has brought or revolutionized the users surfing the internet, and due to which so they could get the information from the internet, but also there are certain side effects through which their personal details may be at stake. So we have to use the gadgets, or through gadgets we have to surf the internet very cautiously and safeguarding the gadgets accordingly. So the average data usage is around 24 GB per user per month. So this stat is as per 2025 year. And few more stats are there. So there are 500 million social media users in India. So around 50 crores. So these are using the social media in India. So the teens are 14 to 16. 90% of have smartphone access, and 70% use it mainly for social media. So people are so crazy about the Instagram or Twitter and the Facebook to just browse through the videos posted there. So this is how the smartphone is being used across India. So the UPI accounts are around 80%. So which through which the users are performing the retail transactions. So the digital addiction has been so prominent that it is also causing the health issues in the public, in the citizens of India. So accordingly, we have to safeguard our health, and also have a digital discipline in place. So which will give us a longer and good experiences without having any issues with respect to health or any financial aspects. So India ranks top 3 globally in digital adoption. So we have more digitalizing platforms. So through which India is now stands at 3. So where the applications are digitalized and the citizens are using them. So now we will check a few incidents that recently were reported. We have a fake RTO e-challan APK. So this is a link will be sent to onto your mobile and asking you to install to check the e-challans, like it's any traffic violations that are being performed by any citizen. Then that those details will be provided as part of this APK. But this there are certain state government APKs are already in place, but as far as this APK is concerned, this is just luring the users to install this APK by sending a message onto your mobile phone. So once you click on the link, then it will be APK will be downloaded onto your mobile device, so which will mimic as it is a official RTO app. But and also if there are any challans, then it will ask you to pay the fine amount through this app. But this the amount will may not be reaching the right sources. So this is one app which was detected, and also the advisory being released by the government. This happened in Telangana. So similarly, there is another incident which was reported recently. This is issued by Internet Cybercrime Coordination Center, so which comes under Ministry of Home Affairs, has issued an advisory warning citizens about Android malware by name Android God Mode. So this also misuses the accessibility permissions on your mobile device to gain unauthorized access onto your device. So this is also one advisory through which one can safeguard their mobile device. So as we observe, there is a rise in cyber crimes. So who's using mobile phones and computers? So and as per the National Crime Records Bureau, which monitors the crime records, crime incidents in the Indian land. Uh, i- the incidents are on the rise. So if you see in 2021, the incidents are reported 52,000, and gradually it is increasing in the consecutive years. Like in 2022, it is 65,000, and in 2023, it is 86,000. So this is how the cyber crime or cyber criminals will likely will engage with you and lure you to attract to certain installations on your mobile device, through which they can steal the data and also take your device into their control. So now we'll go to the next section, which is effective use of smartphone and mobile applications. So, how to effectively use the smartphones and the mobile applications. So as we know, smartphone usage should be purpose driven. So we should have a clear intent before using the phone. So what purpose that we are using the phone for? Is it for work to perform any task as part of your work, or to have any communication with other person, or any purpose like for learning? So this clear intent should be we should first draw this clear intent. Then one should avoid the mindless scrolling loops. Like, so if you go to YouTube or the Instagram, so we have reels or shorts which continuously will be generated on your on the application, so which doesn't which will make you to lose the focus or the concentration. So this is just mindless. It will be a never ending scrolling of the apps. So once you complete one app, one video, then the subsequent video will be ready for you to watch. So this will be giving you, like, it eats a lot of time, and after a certain time you'll realize that the time lost by you. So you have to avoid such scrolling of videos or video apps in this social media. So use folders or app categorization like work, finance, personal or social. So we have to effectively have certain discipline in place by creating folders or apps to be categorized accordingly. So we should perform a single task at one time, not multiple tasks. Like multitasking should not be suggestible in this case, because there are certain the issues that also will be carried out while using the multiple apps open at one point of time. So coming to the effective usage aspects, so we should install and use the apps very wisely. So for Android users, Google Play Store is the official source through which the users can download and install the apps on their mobile device. And for iOS users, for Apple phones, it will be App Store through which the apps can be downloaded and installed on their device. So and also avoid from unknown sources. So APKs, like for Android, there are multiple third-party app stores which could be unknown for the mobile device. So and in mobile device there is an option that we have to set to download any app from unknown sources. Otherwise, it will not allow you to download from such third-party app stores. So always check if there is any necessary app which needs to be downloaded, then so one should check the developer name, the ratings and reviews for that app, and the number of downloads that were already given there. So based on which you can take a conscious decision for downloading the app and installing on your device. So and also continuously remove unused apps regularly. It's like, so one should see whether the apps which are there on your device which may not be using since some time, so you may remove those apps from the mobile device so that the memory and other aspects are safeguarded accordingly. So one should have a security first approach. So enable strong PIN or password or biometrics. So this is a very important like aspect for the mobile users to keep the operating system and apps updated. So every time we'll have a notification whenever the installation of security updates are prompted. So you have to accordingly enable them so that the patches are installed accordingly on your mobile device with respect to the operating system or with respect to the already installed mobile apps. So avoid any rooted or jailbroken devices. So rooted would be for Android devices and jailbroken will be for iOS devices. So we should not make our devices rooted or jailbroken in any instance. So to keep our devices safeguarded. So follow the practices aligned with OWASP Foundation. So OWASP is an advisory by the industry. So where vulnerabilities and the mobile security issues that are reported across the industry. So that will they will give the advisories. So OWASP is Open Web Application Security Project. So this is the agency where the vulnerability advisory will be provided to each of the users. It's a non-profit organization, I can say. So, and coming to the permissions and privacy management, so one should uh, periodically check the permissions or review the permissions which were already granted for your mobile app. So like the location, the camera, the microphone or the contacts. So these permissions should be periodically reviewed by the user so that any inadvertent permission is granted by user at any point, uh, then that may be misused accordingly by the adversaries. So see whether the grant permissions only when required. So one user should consciously provide or grant permissions when certain when that permission is only required. So you should not just grant permissions blindly for the given app. So disable background tracking. So there are certain configuration settings over the app where the background tracking will also be performed, like location. So how the location is tracked, uh, by, so that those configurations to be accordingly set in the while using the app. So there is certain act which is Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which also provides us the privacy and how to keep intact the PII information for the particular user. So these information and these permissions and privacy management should be should everyone should be aware of while using the mobile app. So here this is regarding the safe internet and network usage. So avoid sensitive transactions on public Wi-Fi. So if you go to the bus stations, railway stations, or the airports where you will have the Wi-Fi available, so we can easily connect to the Wi-Fi. But so that should be only for doing certain checking messages. So you should not be used to perform any financial transactions. So where this Wi-Fi will be maybe may got already compromised, and if you perform any sensitive transaction, then that will be tracked and the information will be stolen from the device. So always verify about the protocol HTTPS, which is hypertext transfer protocol, secure. So this is a secure protocol through which the transaction should be performed. So use VPN for secure access. So, and do not click on unknown links like SMS, WhatsApp, email. So as I told, like these are the unknown links through which the unknown links which are called as phishing links, through which you will be given a link, and if you click on that link, then the subsequent APK or URL or website will be opened, through which the adversaries will lure you to enter details, and later they will be misused. So coming to safe digital payments, use trusted apps like bank apps, official UPI apps. So you don't use any apps which are which have sourced from unknown app stores. So never share the OTP, one-time password, and UPI pin. So always verify receiver name before payment. So once you scan any QR code, check, and you must ensure the receiver name before entering the amount, and the PIN numbers to complete the transaction. So like beware of collect requests. So there are certain scanners where the QR code will be scanned, but so they will be asking you to uh, pay the amount. Like if you are not purchasing anything, but you will be asked to scan the QR code, where a pay request will come, through which you have to pay the amount. So this one we have to be aware of. So any fake cashback offers, so they will also lure the users that they certain transaction will have cashback, but once you pay that, then there may not be such offers exist. So beware of such requests while doing any financial transaction. So coming to the health and physical safety, so avoid excessive screen time. So this will cause you eye strain, sleep issues. So once you start, like this is the tendency that nowadays it is being found on every individual. So once you start scrolling through the videos on the social media apps, then it will eat up a lot of time. So avoid the such watching of videos. And coming to proper posture, like so if you are able to, if you are in engaging with your friends, and like typing your messages, then the posture, you should make sure that posture should be in a comfortable, and uh, uh, it should not provide you any neck pain or as such. So this is also one proper posture to be followed while texting or messaging to your friends and family. So here in the image, so one guy is driving the car but trying to send a message. So this is very hazardous, and this could cause any accidents to that person. So avoid doing such things while driving the car. So blue light filters at night. So use blue light filters at night. So this is one advisory that one can follow while using the phones at night. And so coming to the responsible use for children and teens, enable parental controls. So parental controls are very much useful, and there are certain family link and the screen time. So these two are family link is for Android users and screen time is for iOS users. So these can be used accordingly, and this will be giving you like if parents are not monitoring their children while their children are using most mobile phones, then they could have certain issues like cyberbullying, online scams, and also have monitor. Uh, so these issues will be easily adversaries may be taking advantage of through these methods, and taking their like taking the device in their control. So coming to the threats and mitigations that the mobile devices or mobile apps currently can be observed in the industry. So, so the malware and malicious apps. So the threats could be Trojanized app. Like there are certain APKs which are repackaged. Like so, one official APK will be there, but the adversary will try to tamper the source code in the app and generate a repackaged app. So that will be proliferated through third-party app stores. So such may contain any Trojans, so which may sit in your mobile on your mobile device and monitor all the activity. So such apps, such threats will are being observed. So there are certain spyware which try to collect the data and exfiltrate through SMS or contacts. So this spyware is also one threat that is being observed. So ransomware locking devices. So ransomware is something which will take the control of your device and lock it unless and it will demand certain ransomware from you in order to unlock the device. So there are certain hidden SDKs, software development kits in the gaming and utility apps. So which will try to like monitor your device, the activities of the user, or so what apps the user is being using. So those activities will be tracked, and at sometime the attack will be performed. So these are the threats that regarding the malware and malicious apps. So the mitigations could be, so always try to install the apps from official app stores like Google Play Store or Apple App Store. So so perform like if you are technically understanding the analysis part, so you can perform the analysis of APK using certain tools like Mobisov or Jadex. So um, but you have to understand how the code was written, and so what aspects to be analyzed for to understand. So what is the ultimate thing that you want to understand? So verify app signatures and developer reputation. So this also can be analyzed by performing the analysis part. So avoid sideloaded IPKs. So any app which may like allow any sideloading of the APKs. So this also should be avoided in the APK. So this can also be come to know through the analysis part. So the coming to the phishing and social engineering threats and mitigations. So the threats could be SMS, WhatsApp phishing links. As I said, so the adversaries will send you SMS and WhatsApp messages through which links will be shared to you, and that will be asking you to click on those links and follow the steps. It will be prompted. That this is also one kind of threat. So also having fake which after once you follow the steps, then they will have a fake login pages or fake UI screens which will mimic the original apps. So through which they will ask you to enter the sensitive information like UPI pins or passwords. So these details will be entered, and this will be taken as advantage for the by the adversary to perform any attacks. So there is another called social engineering, like impersonation. So for social engineering, they will try to use your personal credentials or steal your personal credentials and impersonate you, and also have certain tactics like urgency matters, and that will be exploited to further steal from your family members. So these all threats that one can expect. So to have the mitigations for this, never click on unknown or shortened links. So verify sender identity before any action that you may perform. So check URL authenticity like domain mismatch. So there are certain URL compositions. The URL, the characters will be like the alphabets also will be replaced. So we on which through which we can identify. So we have to see the URL of the official website and the URL which has opened by us. So and only after ensuring that we can proceed further by doing the activity. So only use official apps instead of browser logins. So this is the threats and mitigations that one can follow to avoid any phishing or social engineering like attack attempts. So coming to UPI payment fraud, so there are, as I told, like there are collect request scams. So which will be approved. Once you approve it, then money will be debited from your bank accounts. So there are QR code forms scams, which are, so we have to see like there are certain scams which may mimic to receive the fund, but the your QR codes are actually to pay the amount as part of the transaction. So there are certain QR codes which will be built and those will be lured, making you to scan the QR code, and they will say that it will give you, it may receive, it may be useful for you to receive certain amount, but actually that will be debiting from your bank account. So these are all threats which are observed. So there are fake payment apps or spoofed interfaces. There are OTP harvesting attacks. So these are the threats which are observed as part of UPI payment fraud. So coming to the mitigation aspects, so never share your OTP or UPI PIN. So verify receiver name before performing any payment. So reject unknown collect requests. So and use trusted apps, like only from the official sources that you receive, like the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. So and provide the details accordingly. And there are certain network based attacks, and the threats could be, so man in the middle attacks, as we discussed. So there are public Wi-Fi through which you, if you perform any sensitive transactions, then there are great chances to have this kind of attacks. So Wi-Fi is sniffing and session hijacking, and fake Wi-Fi hotspots. So these are the threats for using any Wi-Fi hotspots, which will be categorized as network-based attacks. So the mitigation could be avoid public Wi-Fi for sensitive transactions, use VPN for secure communications. Always ensure the HTTPS, that is the log symbol, is there beside the URL. So before entering any before entering the credentials for that particular app, and also disable auto connect to open networks. So we forgot by setting auto connects to on our device, but this auto connect may also lead to some kind of attacks. So always disable this part, and whenever, as and when we are in need, then only we have to connect to these open networks. And this is about data leakage and privacy risk. So over the permission, like there are few apps which may ask you to over, which are over privileged permissions. So it may ask you the camera which may not be required, which it may ask you the file storage, it may ask you the location. So these are all permissions which may not be required for that app. So we always monitor the permissions, the granting of permissions while installing or using the app. So third-party SDK data sharing. So certain third-party SDKs are there which will collect the data and share it across to other agencies. So we have to see whether third-party SDKs are having any data captured from our device. any background tracking like location or contacts. So there are certain apps which will track the location or the contacts which are already stored on your device. So these are the threats which may which may enable the data leakage and have privacy risks. So that mitigations for the data leakage and privacy risks are so review app permissions regularly, deny unnecessary access, location, mic or contacts, use privacy dashboards, and follow DPDP Act guidelines. So there is one more threat aspect like APK tamper and reverse engineering. So this is something a little technical, like technical persons can look into such things. So repackaged apps with injected malware. So always, so as I told, unknown sources, the APKs or the mobile apps should never be downloaded. So which may have the malwares inside. So they perform the code tamper and logic manipulation. So they can extract the API keys or secrets. So these all aspects which pertain to threats by tampering the APK file. The mitigations for this are the avoid third-party APK downloads, use techniques or tools like so the developer could ensure so the user may ensure that the developer has obfuscated the code, so as the integrity checks are in place, the developer is using the runtime app self protection. So these all technical aspects. So one can try to understand them and see whether the APKs are being coded by implementing these aspects or not. So also can perform the static and dynamic analysis. So these all the so aspects that one can take care while accessing the mobile apps. So coming to online payments, so we'll just have a more elaborate discussion on how to be cautious while performing the online payments. So the key risks are while performing online payments, UPI collect request scam. So you approve, but money gets debited. So this is collect request, but they will try to ask you to collect any fund from by scanning the QR code. But in fact, that request may debit amount from your bank accounts. So QR code fraud is there. So OTP theft via calls, SMS, social engineering. So fake payment apps or screens mimicking real interfaces. So screen sharing scams. So these are all payment uh, like online payment threats. One can ensure that these are not like observed while performing any payment transaction. So here in this like on this slide we have a image where the OTP fraud. So OTP will be sent and they will ask you while OTP is spent, then they may call you on your mobile and ask you to share the OTP. So once you share the OTP, then suddenly the amount will be deducted from your bank account. So always never share your OTP pin OTP with anyone. So network safety. So as we discussed, like to have safety over any public networks. So never perform any sensitive transactions. So prefer mobile data over trusted wireless so networks. So you cannot trust any trusted wireless also. So always use mobile data while performing any transaction. So always check authenticity of the app. So whether the app was released into the app store by the original developer, original organization. So as such, so always ensure that there is HTTP protocol being used in the app. So avoid using unknown payment links received through SMS, WhatsApp or Telegram, etc. So these are all network safety aspects that one should take care while performing any transaction. So So how to identify fake apps or payment interfaces? So like check always for low ratings or few downloads. So if there is any banking app, very popular bank mobile app, but you see it has very low rating and a very few number of downloads, then it is a suspicion. The user can suspect that so this may not be a original app. So there could be spelling mistakes in the app names. The apps may ask you the excessive permissions. So these are all like aspects through which we can have a suspicion about that app. So always make sure that these aspects are not being observed while using any app before you download it and install on your mobile device. So app asks for OTP outside of official flow. So there, if there are any apps which are asking OTPs which are not there in the registration flow, then you may suspect that this could be some fake app. And if the app is asking to screen share the details, like share the screen your screen with the adversary, then you can also suspect that this could not be an official interface or screen or app. So always verify. So this is the major safeguarding mechanism. So always verify from official sources. So for any app, you must download it from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. So this is the like the original source where you can download the mobile apps. So which maybe which give you more secure experience. So there is gaming apps where the key risk could be as part of payments. So there could be in-app purchases. It will direct you to the. So once you provide the banking details while registration as a user on these gaming apps, so it will try to deduct the amount from your bank accounts. So auto debit feature is there. So fake reward based games are there. So unauthorized subscription charges. So these are the key risk areas while using gaming apps. So this is now very gaming has become very like uh, it is taking a lot of finance. It is involving a lot of financial fraud. Also, it is making making the users to take their lives also at some instances. And lately the government has also brought an act to have very regulated gaming apps usage. So coming to the mitigations part, so disable auto pay or subscription. So this setting can be disabled accordingly. So monitor transaction history frequently and avoid apps promising easy money. So this in this way, the gaming apps will lure the user to gain money, but instead the user may lose money. So use parental controls for children. Like the games being the target of gaming developers are the children. So there should be parental controls in place while the children are using the mobile phones for gaming. So coming to the APK files and their security aspects. So this is with respect to the Android users. So an APK is Android package kit. So it's an installation package for Android apps. It contains folders which comprises of clauses as .dex file, Android manifest, .xml file, resources file, library file. So it is used to by the Android OS to install and run the applications on the Android mobile device. So the common APK based threads are repackaged apps as we discussed. So the original app and that will be modified and redistributed through unknown sources, third-party sources. So they will try to inject the ads or malware or spyware. So there could be Trojanized APKs, which may be fake apps pretending banking apps or gaming apps. So there could be code reverse engineered, these repackaged apps can be, we can try to, uh, like the developers will perform by performing the reverse engineering on the APKs, like they will use JADEX or APK tool. Even for analysis, we can still use these tools to analyze. So what is the behavior of the app by doing the static analysis part. So attackers extract the API keys or secrets. So and also they are permission abuse can be observed. So app may be requesting you the access permissions and also have the background data exfiltrated from your mobile device. So these are the APK based threats that one can observe um, and ensure that these APKs are safeguarded accordingly. So the any person who has little technical knowledge can also try to have the security testing part. So there are certain analysis parts as part of security testing, like static analysis and dynamic analysis. For static analysis, one can use Mobisov or JADEX tools, through this the analyst can identify the hard-coded values or API keys. So So coming to dynamic analysis, the tools which can be used are Frida, Bubsud or Wireshark. So this can be used while the app is in execution state. So we can monitor the runtime behavior and the network analysis can be performed. So how the data is being exchanged with the server as such. So as part of the analysis, the additional checks can be performed, or integrity check. We can see whether the app is allowing to modify or tamper the source code. So this can be analyzed accordingly. So there are certain protection techniques that one developer has followed or not. We can check whether the code is obfuscated or not. So any uh, tools such as RASP or dynamic protection SDKs are implemented in the APK or not, whether the device or the app is detecting the root or jailbroken platform or not. So these all aspects can be looked as part of APK security testing. So through which, once you ensure that these all aspects are being covered by the developer, then so it may give you more confidence for using the app. So coming to the permissions and privacy settings, so we will just drill down a little deeper as part of the APK analysis. So there are permissions such as Bluetooth, camera, storage, location, network, or SMS or telephony. So so once any user installs app, so there could be install time permissions and there could be runtime permissions. So these permissions are being sought by the app from the user. So you have to see so what permission is required by the app and accordingly grant permissions. So user receives permissions prompt at install time. So you should there are prompts, like we cannot blindly provide permissions or grant permissions at one time. So most of the users would overlook, doesn't pay much attention and grant app permissions to the mobile apps during installation itself. So applications may try to seek permissions which may not, which may be sometimes overclaiming that they are required for applications function. So these all aspects should be kept in mind while installing the application. So the classification of permissions are, like, there are static permissions that are installed in permissions. There are dynamic permissions which are prompted during runtime. There are custom permissions, like which the same developer is being issued.
Okay, that will take a few minutes.
So this is custom permission could be set between different applications belonging to the same organization. So third party library permissions. So managed by the application libraries used by developers. So while developing the applications, there are few third party libraries which may be seeking the permissions from the user. So these are all permissions which are there as part of development of the Android applications. So the challenges with permissions. So user have limited understanding. So once, like, so it is good for the user to have a good understanding on the permissions which are being sought from the application by the application from the user. So there are certain OEM apps in Android OS, so which may be automatically granting all the required permissions. So there are permissions. Um, so permissions are not one-to-one mapping, like access to camera may also grant access to photos. So so every permission is individually sought by the application. So few application developers lack comprehensive understanding on permissions to be seeked. So for this is an suggestion to the developers, where they should have a comprehensive understanding in making users to grant permissions on their device. So while using the developed app. So coming to the mitigation methods to mobile apps. So how to keep how to keep secure your mobile. So keep your mobile device, keep the antivirus on your mobile device up to date. So any security patches being released, install them, or have a setting to auto install them, auto install on your device. So keep mobile OS and firmware regularly updated. So for a financial and other important apps, use two-factor authentication. Don't run your phone on rooted device. Don't ever leave your devices unsecured in public. So this may, like, there could be a shoulder surfing where anyone could have already had a idea of unlocking pattern. So this will be misused accordingly. So avoid sharing names of your schools, pets, or place of birth, etc. So this is also some sensitive information, so which will be tried by the adversary to like to perform any attack. So there is one aspect from with respect to Google Play product. So once Google product should be enabled on your device, it scans every app that you are trying to download. So from the Play Store before installing it on the device. So also scan through the device and the Google Play product will try to scan through your device and checks the apps for any harmful behavior and notifies any risk found. So this is Play product screen with respect to Android. So there it will check the already installed apps and see any deviations or any issues that it may find during the scanning process.
It doesn't end of the session.
So one good practice is always revisit app permissions. So whenever the app is being used in use for a certain time, then the developer may have some updates to the app, and accordingly the app additional permissions maybe sought from the user. So you should always have a practice to visit or revisit the app permissions periodically and update the selections accordingly. So have like always disable cloud-based backup. So backup my data on the cloud device. So should be always be disabled so that any information will not be sent out of your device. So So prevent unauthorized apps from installing. So prevent your device to allow or not allow to install apps from developers, publishers, or sources outside the trusted sources. So there is a settings in the Android device where which will allow to install unknown apps. So we should always disable this and only enable when it is required by you. So always enable auto updates of the OS where the Android will be releasing the security patches every now and then whenever it is found any issue. So always ensure that the auto update is being enabled on your device. So these are the essentials which are very much required. Just to recap once again. So always keep updating your device with the latest software. So always install security patches provided by the OEM to protect from threats. Never click on any unknown websites or the links you have received over SMS or WhatsApp. So never install apps or software from unfamiliar publishers like unknown sources. So never install apps or software from third-party app stores. So never use public Wi-Fi hotspots for performing critical transactions. So these are the essential things that one can keep in mind while using your smartphone. So this may give you some safeguarding mechanism, this may give you to safeguard your mobile device from any adversaries. So coming to the privacy and security, so we'll just have an elaborate discussion on this. So what is privacy? Privacy is something like it will have a control over your personal data. So so we can have a privacy setting and we can have the consent accordingly granted by to the app. So while accessing your personal data. So without any consent, the user's personal data should never be accessed. So what is security? Security is to protect the systems and data from any unauthorized access. So this is the privacy and security aspects. So so both are interconnected. Like weak security, then we have a privacy breach. Like if you have a weak security implemented, then the adversary can try to steal the personal information from the app. So poor privacy practices, so there could be data exposure. So there is no consent mechanism in the app, and the application may uh, uh, take the personal information and being sent over the network to the servers. So this this is the like about privacy and security. So the common privacy and security risk could be excessive app permissions, data leakage via third-party SDKs, phishing or credential theft, so device theft or unauthorized access to your device, tracking and profiling apps. So tracking and profiling of the apps, like so the adversary will try to steal data and also try to capture the behavior of the user, and they will build a profile based on which the attack surface will be built, and they will target the devices accordingly. So and like apps are collecting data silently in the background. So this is also will help the adversary to profile your the behavior of the user. So background services keep running even when app is closed. So these all aspects that are at, like, so if the app is having certain services, then so you we can say that the app or the device is at risk. So, so what data can be collected by mobile apps? So, so this is personal information: name, email, phone. So these are all personal information which may be called as personally identifiable information. So location, real-time tracking. So this is also one sensitive information that will be uh, uh, collected: contacts and messages, device info, behavioral data. So, so these data are collected through the apps, and these will be shared across the advertisers, analytic platforms, and unknown third parties, where they will try to have a profile on the user, and the attack service will be built accordingly. So the best practices could be permission control. Allow only necessary permissions while installation or runtime. So deny background location or microphone access. So data minimization. So this comes as part of privacy. Share only required information. Avoid linking unnecessary accounts. So you may not be needed to link all the accounts. So only necessary accounts which are required, only link them to the app while registration as a user. So app selection, install apps only from Google Play Store, App Store, Apple App Store. So this is the most important safeguarding mechanism. Always have the official source where from where you get the apps. So this is about digital footprint management. So a digital footprint is something that to leave your you may leave your data, personal data, after you do your work on mobile apps or website or social media. So this uh, data will be harvested by the adversaries. So this could include searches. So what search string that you are providing. So what is the interest that you are having over the social media? So how much app usage? So how much you dependent on the app, and what are the times that you are using the app? So the payments that you are performing, the location data. So these all information comes under the digital footprint. So the types could be active and passive. So as part of active footprint, social media posts, comments or likes. So what is the interest that you are showing into? So form submissions as such. So this will give you a footprint of your behavior, through which a profile will be built, and accordingly the attack service will be performed on your device. So passive footprint could be data collected without direct awareness, like location tracking, so cookies or device tracking, app analytics. So these are all the digital footprints that will be collected by the adversaries. So the key risk of poor digital footprint management are like identity theft. So if you are not having any, if you are having poor digital footprint management, then your details, most of the details will be collected by the adversary, and your identity will be theft, and so there could be impersonation attacks could be performed. So there could be financial frauds you may experience. So there are profiling and targeted ads. So interest, behavior, preferences and financial patterns will be profiled as per your interest, and the attack service will be built and the attack will be performed accordingly. So reputation damage, so and long-term data exposure. So these are all aspects with respect to poor digital footprint management. So what data is being collected? So name, email or phone number, location history, contacts and interactions, browsing or search history, device identifiers. So it could be internet IP addresses, IMEI numbers. So it is all shared with the adversaries like advertisers, analytic platforms and third-party SDKs. So, so coming to parental guidance.
Okay, you just more come to last.
Yeah.
Come to last.
So, so these are all few parental guidance aspects one should. So, so you should not make your children have high dependent on your mobile phones. So should have the risk could be online risk or privacy issues, increased exposure to cyber threats or inappropriate content. So so by the parental guidance should if poor parental guidance, then these are the risks that one can experience. So the other this could be cyberbullying, online predators or unsafe chats. So exposure to inappropriate content. So gaming addiction and hidden payments, privacy risk, oversharing of personal data as such. So parental control strategies. So use built-in tools like screen time for iOS and family link for Android. So set screen time limits and app restrictions. So accordingly to while your children is on on the device. So disable unauthorized downloads as such. So this is the parental guidance, and these are the best practices one can have in place while your children using the mobile phones. So the conclusion as part of digital discipline is, so digital discipline is a structured, responsible and secure use of smartphones and mobile applications, so which will encompass behavior control. So so we have to have the behavior very strict discipline while using the mobile phone. So security practices should be in place. So privacy awareness, like what data is being used by the app, like what consent mechanism that is being implemented in the app. So what is the health conscious usage, and what is the risk aware decision making. So these all aspects which will give you good digital discipline and also make you safeguard your digital experience. So coming to the several security solutions which CDAC already have. So we have a mKavach 2 application which is already available in Google Play Store. So this is a mobile device security solution. So which will give you the advantage for by its features. So features are like security advisor. So it may detect the hidden or banned apps. It have a threat analyzer. It has app statistics. It has hardware scanner, and it also have app locker. So these all features are there in the mKavach 2 app, which is developed by for the citizens of India, and it is freely available over Google Play Store. So there is Pramanik app, which is also blockchain based app, so which provides the original or genuine apps by the relevant organizations, and there is a representative for each organization where they will upload or they provide the genuine links, and that will be shared across through blockchain application. So there is another application called Parikshan, which is the VAPT tool. So which is an automated tool for Android applications, where if you upload the APK and the static analysis and dynamic analysis of the application is performed, and a report will be provided accordingly. So this is already implemented in National Police Academy at Hyderabad. So there is another solution called mPrabhan. This is a mobile device management solution. So which is used for organizations or enterprises where multiple the employees can have their day-to-day tasks for their job can be performed by using the mobile devices. So yeah, this is what about digital discipline, and so any, so I think already few people have posted in the chat.
Yeah, the questions, if you have any questions, kindly keep it in the chat area so that we will try to respond. And whichever the questions are already there in the portal, we will just read out for you. Can I get the presentation? I want to know. It's my colleagues and Lakshadweep. Okay, we will check it and get back to you, sir. It will be better if this PPT is made available in our website. Yes, it is already available. We are going to make it available. A lot of background noise is coming. Please switch off. Okay. Do we need antivirus in mobile? If yes, how to choose which one is good?
So in this regard, like, you can check the marketplace because there are certain antivirus which available. So you may install, like you may subscribe to them and install them on your device accordingly. So there are quick fill is there. Um, so I'm not much aware of iPhone iOS aspects, but for Android there is quick fill is there. There is Avast is there. So maybe for these antiviruses, iOS variant may be available, and accordingly you can subscribe to them and install them on your device.
In CSK Go.in also there are CSK Go.in. Under the downloads there are bots available. You can check and you can make use of those aspects also to secure your device.
So as already discussed, mKavach 2. So it is available and it is free to use by anyone by downloading it from Google Play Store.
How about sharing the government IDs, Aadhaar card, PAN card through WhatsApp or various services?
So even this is to be used very consciously. So because if you have your details like publicly provide, like any unauthenticated or unauthorized people may misuse your details. So have very conscious effort in using these details to the targeted audience.
Yeah, we will check with the resource person, sir, to share his PPT. If sir says, immediately we will make it available in the portal and in the Stay Safe Online downloads, and we will share the link with all of you. Okay. How to track the user behind the Gmail phishing email? Okay. And we'll just see that. Can non-government person use this application to secure their device?
So which app, sir?
mCouch 2.
mCost is free for citizens of India, sir. So it is free to use anyone by anyone.
Okay, this session is very informative. Thank you, sir. How to track the what is this? Which website I have to refer? This is informative session. Gate presentation. Okay, as I told you, we'll get back to you. Couch app is available on.
No, sir, it is not for the iOS platform. So it is only currently it is only for Android platform, sir.
Okay, how to track the user behind the Gmail phishing email?
So this is more technical, sir. Will
You can, once if something happens, you can write it to the setting guys and they will help you out, sir. Okay. Can we make a rule age limit to avoid use mobile apps by child, like age limit and parts kind of thing? Yes, you have a Google Family Link, sir. You can install on both the devices and you can have a control on the child device. Okay, that is what we are about to say. Either Google Family Link and parental apps are there are so many. So you can install those apps to control both the devices. So the permissions it won't go to him unless and until you give the permission. So try with the Google Family so that it will be useful to you. If mobiles can be used to transmit the messages without using the internet, will the risk will be lower?
so it could be lower, sir, but there could social engineering attempts that can be made by the adversaries, like calling you and asking you for the OTPs as such. So even still, if you are not conscious or not very much alert, then there could be some chances where the information will be stolen, sir.
Okay, Kavach is not there for mKavach 2 is not available for iOS, sir, as of now. Best parental control solution for kids which can control web app and settings. Please suggest. Sir, like as a whole, like I cannot suggest you over this, webinar kind of thing. There are freely available sources. As I told you, like one is for Android devices, the Google Family Link, which you can use it. And when it comes to the web and all, like you have a control, the web only. But again, don't go for third-party softwares. So in the browser itself, there are some aspects. So I request you to please visit that staysafeonline.in .in/kid. Okay, there you will be getting all this information, right? Or you please send us an email, then we will check it and share that proper link with you, sir, right? Don't worry, we are there to help you, right? You can just send us that ISEA@cdac.in or cdac.in email and we will get back to you. Okay. So Kaspersky and as a agency, we cannot suggest anyone, sir. Like you can use as per your convenience.
So it
Okay,
could be.
whichever the software tool you want to use it, you can use it. Right. If there are any questions, and if there are no questions, we thank each one of you for actively participating in the session and asking all the questions. So we thank all the participants patiently listening and appreciating the session. And we also thank Venkat sir for his time as well as excellent and wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all for giving me the opportunity and listening to my session.
Thank you, one and all. And if you don't have any questions, you can leave the platform. Thank you, one and all.